I'm Jeremy from the Artifex Forge, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create an embroidered patch badge design in Adobe Illustrator using our Patchworks toolkit. The pack features embroidered stitched edge brushes, real fabric patch textures and badge shapes, everything you need to create your own authentic looking patch designs. Follow the link below to get the pack now and follow along. And save 20% with offer code TUBE20. I'm working in a document that's 928 by 928 pixels in size and in CMYK mode. As you can see, I've already loaded the brushes and graphic styles into Illustrator, but before I show you how to use them, I'm going to create the base design using some basic vector shapes. To skip to see the textures and brushes in action, jump to the 7 minutes 8 second mark. I'm going to use Illustrator's grids to help position the shapes. For those who are following along, these are the grid settings I'm using. I've enabled Snap to Grid so my shapes will tessellate nicely. I'll start by adding a rectangle. It's 792 pixels in size. I'm rounding the corners at 285 pixels. This shape will be turned into the outer stitching later on, but I'm adding it now to show the edge of the image. I'm locking the layer and adding another layer for the toucan design below it. I'm adding a number of shapes to create the body and aligning them using the grids. And I'm adding some rounded corners. I'm adding another rectangle for the white face section. And I'm rounding off 3 of the corners. I'm now adding the eye using more shapes. I'm adding some more shapes for the beak decoration. Now I'm going to remove this overspilling section here. To do this, I'm duplicating the lower beak shape, then moving it to below the shape I want to adjust on the Layers tab. Then selecting both shapes and hitting the Divide button on the Pathfinder tab to divide the two shapes. As you can see, I'm left with the shape I need plus some others which I'll delete. It looks like I accidentally created a duplicate of the red shape earlier. I'll delete that now. I'm going to repeat the process with this yellow shape as it overspills too. Now I'm adding a branch for the toucan to sit on, using a few altered rectangles. I'm going to use a copy of the outer stitch shape to crop the branch using the crop button on the Pathfinder tab. I'm going to merge all of the black shapes. And now I'm going to duplicate the outer stitch shape and use the copy to create a background fill shape. Next, I'm going to add a subtle naturalistic edge to some of the shapes. To do this, I'm accessing the Effect menu, then selecting Distort and Transform, then Roughen. To make sure the effect is super subtle, I'm choosing Absolute in the size options and Smooth in points. Then setting the size to 2 and detail to 4 and clicking OK. I'm going to add the same settings to a couple of other shapes. I'm not adding it to every shape, as some will be covered up by the stitching when the design is complete, and some are too small for it to notice. Sometimes the corners will look a little bit odd when adding the roughening effect. To fix this, add very subtle rounded corners. I'm expanding the appearance of the roughened objects to make the effect permanent. The roughening process has created a few gaps, so I'm going to adjust the edges to compensate. I realised I missed the tree branch, so I'm adding a rough edge to this too. Now it's time to add the textures. The textures have been combined with effects and saved as one-click graphic styles. You can see them here on the Graphic Styles tab. Loading graphic styles is really quick, and the pack comes with full instructions explaining how to load them and the brushes. To apply a graphic style, simply select a vector shape, then tap a graphic style icon on the tab. The textures and effects are applied instantly. I'm now colouring the complete design, and as you'll see, it takes just a few seconds. All the effects featured in the graphic styles can be edited. I'll explain how later. The next step is optional, but it enables the graphic style effects to be seen more easily. I'm duplicating the main toucan body shape, and I'm going to knock it out of the green background shape. I'm doing this by selecting both shapes, then hitting the minus front button on the Pathfinder tab. And as you can see, there's now a bird-shaped gap in the background. And this means that the effects used in the graphic style can be seen where the shapes meet. I'm going to repeat this process using some of the other shapes. There are a few erroneous shapes left over from the process. I'm deleting these. And where some of the shapes have been divided into multiple shapes during the process, I'm going to merge them back into compound paths. I'm now going to talk through the effects that are used in the graphic styles. We can see the contents of a graphic style by selecting an object and then looking at the Appearance tab. You can see a stroke and two fills here. When I click the arrow here, any effects that are used are revealed. On the stroke, we have an offset path, which moves the stroke inwards, a feather effect, which softens the edge, and the opacity has been set to 20% to make it fainter. If I click the eye icon, the opacity reverts to 100%, allowing us to see the stroke clearly on the shape. The upper fill features a gradient overlay, which makes the shape lighter at the top left, fading and getting darker at the bottom right. You can see it more clearly when I click the eye icon. The lower fill shape is the real fabric patch texture. It has an inner glow which darkens the inside edge and a drop shadow. The drop shadow is optional and isn't needed here, so I'm turning it off. To resize the fabric patch texture, select the fill icon, then access the transform options and ensure transform pattern only is chosen here. Then adjust the size as required. Now it's time to add the embroidered stitching. I'm unlocking the outer stitch layer and I'm applying the brush to the shape by clicking on one of the brush icons on the Brushes tab. I'm adjusting the colour, then making the stitch thicker by altering the stroke weight. Then I'm adding a drop shadow to give it a bit more depth. The next step is to add a stitch around the edge of the toucan shape. And to do this, I need the unedited toucan shape. As I forgot to save this shape earlier, I'm going to quickly recreate it. This time I'm adding some extra subtle rounded corners to help the brush flow naturally around the edges. I'm applying stitch 2 to the shape and adjusting the stroke weight and colour. And adding a drop shadow. Finally, I'm reversing the direction of the brush stroke. And moving it down the stacking order on the Layers tab. The final piece of stitching is going to represent the toucan's legs. I'm selecting the brush I'd like to use and setting the colour. Then I'm using the pen tool to draw the first leg. I'm holding the shift key as I do this so that the line snaps to 45 and 90-degree angles. I'm adding subtle rounded corners and making the leg a little thinner by adjusting the stroke weight. Now I'm duplicating the leg and moving it into position. The legs already have a drop shadow, as Illustrator has remembered this from the previous appearance that I used. I'm adjusting the shadow to suit the legs. I briefly wanted to mention that you can also draw with the stitch brushes freehand using the paintbrush tool. Drawn brushstrokes can be reposed and recoloured after drawing. Now I have all of the design elements in place, I'm going to adjust some of the graphic style effects. And there's the finished embroidered fabric patch design. If you want to try it yourself, be sure to follow the link in the description below to get the full pack from artifexforge.com. And don't forget to use the code TUBE20 to save 20%. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more Adobe Illustrator videos. Thanks for watching.